Ladies and gents, boys and girls, it's Monday night. It's 6:30. Here we go, the Tilton Talk Show. Here for exactly 90 minutes, ladies and gents, girls and boys. And the team that we have today. Chris Browne, welcome, thrice verily welcome.
Good evening, and yes, welcome.
And we've got Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Mr. Fixer.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm in my COVID prison, but apart from that, I am perfectly fine.
All right, okay, we'll talk about that later.
We don't care, we don't care.
Yo, mate, Paul Hipkiss.
Good evening, everyone.
And all the way from Coventry, Mark Andrew Adams.
Good evening, everybody. It feels like I'm in prison, full stop.
You are
The
in
United
Coventry.
States of America when they heat their pools up in the garden.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sure.
You forgot.
You know,
Actually, no. Guys, he has invited us all to go over. And when he said us all, it means you all as well.
That's
For
right.
every listener, he has offered to pay the flights and
Lights and food,
accommodation.
beer money.
Swimming pools. barbecues. He's even offered to buy caps, tops, and everything else, and actually take us to a football game.
Mark Meredith.
my internet's gone down. Sorry, guys.
That's right.
Perfect response, mate. I love it. Okay, ladies and gents, Watto in yet or not?
Watto's not on tonight. He's in,
Okay,
I
he's not
think
on
he's
tonight.
in sunny Hampden, I think.
I haven't missed anybody, have I? Right, ladies and gents, there's not a lot to talk about this week on the Tilton Talk Show. Wayne Rooney it is. I really feel for John Eustace, I really, really do. But I just think this is part of a masterstroke by the Wagner Group. They wanted a big name. They've got probably one of the biggest names in British football for a generation. And the guys that have come in with him as well. What do I say? This is Birmingham City. These things don't happen to us normally, do they? Isn't it wonderful to see the Tilton expanding slightly towards the corner, all those blue and white seats? It's looking lovely.
It does look good.
I don't care who comments on the Wayne Rooney situation tonight. Everybody can. So I'll leave it to the team. Wayne Rooney, ladies and gents.
No, he's not here. But thanks for inviting him.
Hey.
I'm not jumping up and down for joy, but at the same time, it's dead weird sitting there putting Sky Sports News on last week, and we're on every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, Paul. And that is exactly what the Wagner Group wants.
Exactly. But ultimately, the stuff off the field is going to work a treat, but it's all about on the field and winning, isn't it? And is the guy going to be good enough with his team around him to get the results we need? And obviously, only time will tell. We don't know. I mean, his 27% win ratio as a manager so far obviously doesn't flash up in lights, but there is other reasons for that other than just his ability, obviously. It's also down to the mess that Derby were in when he was there at the time. And Mark Meredith, you can probably tell us more about DC United, but, is that... DC United, I don't follow the MLS, so talk to me about DC United, mate. Was his record quite not brilliant over there?
No, he's not had the best record. Obviously, he came over. He's tried. The biggest thing I would have thought they would have done for Rooney is want him to get into the playoffs. You get what I don't follow it too much myself, the MLS, but I think you get at least 6 teams in your league that goes into the playoffs. So to not get there is obviously a failure on his. Well, I can't just blame him. Obviously, the players as well, but. Yeah. Again, people have said, is he ready for it? He came over, it's new, it's different. I'm with you. I'm not jumping for joy about it. I've got a little bit of excitement just because of what we've listened to on the TV and the things that he said. But as we've all talked about over the last couple of weeks, I think the proof's going to be in the pudding when it gets to game time. And you can't get any harder than going to Middlesbrough away in your first game. So we'll have to, wait and see. He goes against, Michael Carrick, who was one of his teammates in the first game. And then Liam Rossini in his second game, which was his assistant at Hull. So, the next 5 games is very tough. So we'll have to see. I just hope that, as we've said before, we have to back the manager. We have to back the team, and I hope that whatever the results are in the first, 2 or 3 games, we continue to do that, because the last thing we need to do is turn against him so quickly. and then go from there. But yeah, MLS, I think probably if you were going to say anything, I think it's a failure. But again, it's hard to judge, so we'll just have to see what he's got now, and hopefully they're bringing in those backroom staff. And I looked at it the other day, and with John O'Shea and with Ashley Cole, they're both on the international scene right now. And the day after they took over, I think the under-21s just won 9-1, didn't they, with Carsley and Cole? So hopefully that's a good thing for us, and those two will come in, and I think they'll do a lot of the training ground stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I was saying, Mark, because my oldest son was saying, oh, come on, Dad. I like yourselves, I have that little bit of a reservation, yeah? He didn't do that at Derby, to be fair.
No.
But if they hadn't have done 21 points stocked, they'd been top half of the table.
If they hadn't have had the 21 points, there'd have been a
all I'm going to say now is, I think every Birmingham City fan around the world will say a massive thank you for Johnny Eustace for the work that he's done there, and the players that he's brought in, whether that's through Craig Gardner or whatever. They all sit and have the discussions. I'm sure they do. Right, John Eustace, thank you very much from every Birmingham City fan. Now, John Eustace is no longer there, so we have to move on, right? And we have to get behind whoever is in charge at Birmingham City Football Club.
No, definitely. And, I'm not sitting here saying he can't be, he's not going to be a success, because ultimately none of us know what it's going to be like. But
Of course we do.
This is the biggest chance he's had to prove himself as a manager now. So he's got, he's got the backing of our board, and he's already got a good squad of players there to work with. I think most of our key players are fit and coming back to fitness. The likes of Buchanan and Laird, I don't think are a million miles away from fitness now. And Tyler Roberts is on his way back as well. We're missing Anderson for a little while, aren't we still? But, I think, he's able to pick a good 11. And even if Buchanan and Laird aren't available, then Drame at right back and Longhello at left back have been superb as well, haven't they, the last couple of games? So,
well, I think. Sorry, Paul. I think you've hit the nail on the head. He's never had this sort of quality of player, if you like. He didn't have it at Derby. He definitely didn't have it in America. I know. I had a look into DC. I think Benteke is still playing for him. But this is the best squad he's ever managed. So hopefully, it's exciting to think that he might actually click. Sometimes the fit just isn't right, is it?
No.
That's it.
You can go along and I don't know, buy a suit off the peg, yeah, get it home, and the fit isn't quite right, and it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right. I don't know how this is going to pan out. If we wallop 4 against Middlesbrough, everyone's going to go, well, this is it. If Middlesbrough wallop 4 against us, we're all going to be sitting back and thinking, what have we done here?
It's going to take time. We've got to give him time.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, no, I totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree. What about you, Claire?
I think we just give him a chance. I think everybody, it was the initial shock, I think, of Eustace after the 2 results. But actually, in hindsight, if they had done it after the Norwich game, would we have been in that much shock? I don't think we would have.
No.
I think this has been on the cards for a while. I generally think that this was their plan. And, I do appreciate what Eustace has come out and said, but it's like what Paul said, literally, Sky Sports, it was just going crazy.
I know, it's mad.
I've never seen Blues on so many things. We were on the main news, we were on central news, every day something's coming up. And, that's traction, and I get, especially on Twitter, literally everything was just Blues, and going all the way through.
We have the potential to be a massive football club, Claire.
Oh, definitely.
And I think the Wagners have pushed about that and said, you know what, we want somebody in here who is internationally recognised around the world, which Wayne Rooney is, and, brought a really quality pair in with him. And I don't know if anybody else has come in or gone out or what, I haven't got a clue. But, like you say, I was at my brother's funeral and there was like a 15-minute interview on the telly.
Yep.
15 minutes on Sky for Birmingham City.
It's nice that he's actually a manager as well, instead of just a head coach.
Yeah.
I think that changes the whole dynamics of the whole football club. I think it's nice that they've obviously said that Craig Gardner's more likely going to stay. How long for, I don't know. But like we said, let's see how they play against Middlesbrough and just do it game by game. Is it going to change? I mean, would you change a lot from a 3-1 and a 4-1? He's probably going to go, do you know what, let's keep it similar. Let's not be dramatic and change everything. But, actions speak louder. Play the game on the pitch. Let's get some results and see where we go from there.
I think we've got to realise he is picking up some of the players that obviously he had at Derby, and we've touched on it slightly, but the massive difference is he's going into a job now with people that are able and willing to back him. So, it's. I think when you listen to his interview and the way it was, he was asked around players coming in, he was asked around improving his squad. And the one thing that he was very clear about was he's got to play with what he's got at the moment. Then things may have to change that a little bit further as we go into January in order to expand or in order to improve. So, we're already reading. And to be honest, it's so frustrating. We're linked with every player that he's had. Benteke, we've mentioned.
In the world,
mentioned about coming.
Yeah.
No, thank you on that one.
Yeah, our old goalkeeper coming back, and he's going to come back, and he's going to be the world beater, and he's going to support us.
But actually, David Seaman.
we've got to realise that people have got to go out the door before we can get anybody in.
Absolutely.
We're still in the same boat.
Our numbers are still bad, and they will be for probably the next 6, if not 12 months. We've got to start balancing the books. Rooney is a revenue puller. There is no doubt in it. His name alone will probably put £1 million across the bank books because he's coming through the door. But we've also got to then find his additional salary. And
will it also, Craig, put £1 million on top of every player that we go to buy?
I don't think he'll do that. I think actually he might be a bit shrewd in terms of his business. I think, we're probably going to see a few things around the Everton links. The Man United links will be tighter than ever. I mean, we've been good anyhow from that front, but I could see a few more things coming across the line. But I do believe the youngsters are going to get a chance. His one comment on his first day of being on the training ground was around being out there and seeing the youngsters. And, how, as he put it, 2 of them stood out and they will be given chances. Now, everybody can speculate around who those 2 are. Right, and we will never know. But for me, we've got the young striker who is spanking goals for fun in the under 21s, who I think under Rooney will get an opportunity. I think.
How old is he, Craig? I can't remember.
How old?
Okay.
He's 18.
The young man who's whacking the goals in.
He's 18.
Yeah.
18.
Big enough to come into the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, sometimes you've got to throw people in at the deep end. You throw people in, and if they can swim, great. If they sink, doesn't mean that it's a dead end and they're never going to come back. Actually, what it's more to do with how do we develop that individual so that next time they can. And actually, they're going to be chucked in the deep end and swim a length because they're going to be brilliant. So that's just what we've got to come, I think.
Which is what he did at Derby, Craig. He had no option at Derby but to chuck the kids in. He was literally down to the bare. Was he like 7 players or something?
Yeah.
So in a way, he's sort of honed his skills at Derby, hasn't he?
Wasn't he paying some of the wages as well, Mark?
He was, yes.
That was the staff, wasn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
he paid staff for hotels. He paid staff for not, getting their salaries. He also, and this is, I think, out in DC, he wasn't getting that much financial backing. So he did a lot. From what I've read in DC, without actually spending shed loads of money.
Do you think he'll get me a season ticket?
No.
I know pensioner ones are really cheap, aren't they, Nick?
I was listening
the ladies' handbag.
I was listening to Brian Dick, and who's the other lad he's on with?
I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, that young lad.
And they were talking about Rooney at Derby, and you know what I'm going to say now about the back 5, and he was playing a back 5 at Derby quite a bit with Buchanan as a left-sided centre-half, they were saying, and I hope to God he doesn't do that here, but if he does, then he does. If he wins games, then fine, but I've never seen us really do anything with that formation. We've tried it God knows how many times, and just in football, can you tell me a club that's actually, and to our viewers, I can only think of Antonio Conte at Chelsea, who's won the Premier League playing that formation. And that was really boring to watch, but they won the league. But apart from that, I can't think of one club that's been successful playing that
You
formation.
wouldn't have Dembele playing left wing back, would you? You
No.
wouldn't have our players. Well, I'm not going to say can't play that formation because we might play it and we might win, but our players are better in the formation that we're in because it gives them license to attack. When you got Sunjic and Bilic sitting there, the rest of them, the front four, can just go, and it allows everybody else to as well. So I don't think we're made for 5-3-2. Obviously, that's what he chooses, but I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 3-4-3. He might play with 2 wingers with the 1 striker, maybe.
Yeah.
But
to be honest, Paul, it's interesting when he's commented about he likes his keepers to play football as well.
I know.
I think there was a clip in America. He said, he likes his keepers to start the attack. So I don't know whether Rooney's capable of doing that just yet, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Can I just say, sorry, there are some issues on Facebook at the moment. So I've seen there's a few comments on the shape box saying you can't read the messages and the comments. They are coming through, but they are coming through slowly. If you refresh the Facebook,
just refresh it,
it seems to be clearing.
Yeah, it seems to be okay now, yeah.
Okay. Mark, what's been the media reaction in the States?
Pretty much the same. They had all the interviews and stuff on, obviously, with the ESPN and stuff like that. But it's been the same as what happened when the owners took over. It's 2 or 3 days of hype, and then it's forgotten about again. And, it'll big up again, I'm sure, next week on Friday and Saturday ahead of the Middlesbrough game. But yeah, obviously there's not as much excitement, I don't think, around USA than there is in England. I've been watching Sky Sports more just to pick up on the info and stuff. But we had 1 or 2 days of that. But obviously the American people are seeing Rooney as a manager at DC and not the manager of Derby. So some of them, if you speak to them, he's not done very well. He's gone back to England to get this job. So we'll just see. We'll see. Time can only tell on that one. But what I was going to say,
keep your eye on it.
What I was going to say was, it's funny because 2 of the big things that we've talked about before on the show, and a lot of Blues fans talk about, is we're not very good at scoring goals and we don't defend very well. So when you've got Wayne Rooney and then you've got O'Shea and Cole, who have all played at the the top level of the English football for sure, and then Champions League and whatever else, and internationals, probably got 3 great coaches out there that can only spread their knowledge to a lot of these players. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Hogan and Stansfield and stuff learn a little bit from Rooney, and then obviously our back 4 or 5, whatever he goes for. I'm sure John O'Shea and Ashley Cole have got some wise words for them as well. So coaching wise, on the field, on the training field, I think we've probably got 3 really good, experienced players that are now coaches that can pass their knowledge on. Just hopefully the players play for that, and we can pick the results up as we go along.
Again, as a Birmingham City fan, would like to extend, excuse me, our condolences to Sir Alex Ferguson, whose wife was buried today. Never easy, these things, are they? It affects us all one way or the other. So,
I mean, what's people's thoughts on the fact that not long after actually the sacking and then the recruitment of Rooney, there was talk that the squad that we have constantly spoke in interviews around the project. So the word "the project" was that basically Rooney coming, and people's thoughts on whether these players were aware of what was going to happen. Personally, I think the answer is no. We've seen too much from the players on their own social medias with their thanks to John Eustace, and the shock, I think, from the vast majority to actually think that was the case. But what's everybody else's thoughts? Do you think people knew at the time that they were actually signing for a club that would get Rooney, or another manager at some point, because we've got to also put in Benitez was talked about, and I've got to say personally, I am so glad that one didn't happen.
The project is a great phrase, isn't it? The project, right? Now, if I was at work and I'm talking to my guys about a project, they would know not everything, but certainly the strategic things I would need to know about that project. Yeah. Can you imagine being a footballer and your manager or head coach is today John Eustace, and then you wake up in the morning and you put Sky TV on and it's Wayne Rooney is in St Andrews? Whoa, what's going on here?
Well, that is Lukas Djukovic has been at the club for 7 years now, and that's his 10th manager.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's
crazy,
ridiculous, isn't it?
That's mental.
I don't think that they knew, but I think they would have expected. I think that's the difference. So I think they would have known that there would have been a change at some point, but I don't think they expected it this early.
I think Claire, I'm completely with you on what you just said. I think that's a brilliant analogy, honestly.
I think the difference is now, though, like before, we were well known into the fact that Eustace didn't do much with transfers. Gardner did a lot of it. And one of the big things that the board mentioned when Rooney took over is Rooney's coming in as a manager, just like Claire said earlier, and not just a head coach. So I think moving forward, Rooney's going to have a lot more interaction with the new signings than what previous managers have had. So I think it is difficult when Gardner brings a player in and wants to discuss the future and the plans for the next 3 or 4 years, but the manager has nothing to do with it. So
do we? Sorry, Mark. Do we think? Mark. Sorry, I was going to say, flip side. If we were sat in the top 1 or top 2, do you think Eustace still would have gone?
I don't think he might not have gone at that moment in time, but I think
he was always going.
He was always going.
He knew. I think he knew months ago.
Definitely weeks. Definitely weeks.
Yeah, they want to put their own stamp on the place, and even looking at the Premier League now, all the managers in the Premier League, there's only Vincent Kompany and Pep Guardiola really that were world-class players as well. When you look down the league at all the managers, most of them, they all played, but they never played like at the level Rooney's at. So I'm not saying that's a good thing, by the way. There's not many world-class players that make really good managers. I mean, there is a few, but there's not many, is there? So hopefully,
we're in a lose. Well, I wouldn't say a lose situation. We're in a situation where if we lose games and don't do very well, then people are going to get on his back and he's going to get sacked at some point. If we win games and get promoted, then the Evertons and the Man Uniteds and people like that are going to take him off us anyway. So that's where we are. I think it's a stepping stone for Rooney, Birmingham.
Hang on then. Listen to those 2 words again, Mark. Listen to those 2 words again. The project. Wayne Rooney will be very much aware of what that project is. Very much. Right?
We have Man United, Nick.
Yeah, we're not Man United or Everton in his eyes. That's the thing.
We're not. You know what? When Man City were in the 3rd division not so long ago.
Yeah, but he's played over God knows how many games for Man United. If Man United came in,
be like one of us being with another club and Birmingham City came calling. You wouldn't say no. That's it. No. So at the end of the day, his heart will always be Everton and Man U. Everton definitely, Man U definitely. So if they both came calling, if he does a really good job at Blues, he's off. It's like Vincent Kompany at Burnley. If all of a sudden Pep Guardiola leaves, okay, he's not, he might need a few more years, but he's ready to go. It's not like a Lampard or Gerrard.
We're not in his makeup, are we? We're not in his blood.
We are the stepping stone.
It's the same like with the England job. If the England job, and I'm not saying he's going to be successful to get the England job, but if that ever came up in the future, then he's the type of guy that got straight into that manager's job. It's that's the type of person that fans and English people want because he's a legend.
Yeah, I expect. I want the best.
He's making a weekly appearance. The Lord Bell. Oh look, she's pulling a paw out. She's gorgeous.
It's only like if there's players, so if you're like a player in a lower league, some of them might be massive Blues fans. If Blues came calling, you go in.
Of course you are.
Michael Carrick as well at Middlesbrough. Man United come calling on West Ham as well. You know, he's got roots with West Ham, and he's from Newcastle originally, but he started his career at West Ham. So either of them clubs come calling for him. He's gone, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, there's no such thing.
It's a real difficult one.
There's no such thing though as loyalty anymore in anything that you do.
Of course not.
You know, you can be in your normal job and somebody offers you £10,000 a year more. You know, you're going to think about it. It's like Claire turned around and say, right, okay, I'm doing this teaching at the moment, but somebody's going to come over and offer me 15 grand to move to another school. Right? You're going to think about it. Exactly. You know,
I thought about it earlier. But
hey, if your principal's watching this, you're in trouble.
£15,000 more. I think everybody would go. Yeah,
it's actually quite a rarity, actually.
I've been shocked if they offered £1,000 more. Come on.
Yeah. I think the shape box is echoing what we're all saying because there's quite a few comments around it. First of all, Did John Eustace know? And people have said they think he'd have known about it not a couple of days beforehand, but probably weeks beforehand.
Definitely.
And realistically, probably months. Because
if he did, Craig, professionalism needs an award.
Well, you'd have to, though, wouldn't you? I mean, it's like turning around to Mark Meredith and saying, you know, you're a coach of a team at the moment, but in 3 months' time, the team at top of the league are going to come and take your job, right? Mark would be silly not to continue performing the way that he has done, knowing that something was coming along. Now, John Eustace, whilst not in that scenario going to a team above, he's actually in a position where he's gone out, and for me, he has been exemplary in the way that he's behaved. His statement today is superb. And he puts himself in the shop window now for the next set of jobs that come along. And we all thought he was going to Rangers. The day he got sacked, he was immediately installed as favourite for the Rangers job. So everybody's thinking this guy is going somewhere. And I wish him every luck under the sun. I really do, because I think he did a fantastic job. His statement sums it up beautifully. He was brought in when we were on lowest ebb. He brought the team together. He brought the fans and the club back together. And he helped us get to the position now where we're not thinking of how we're going to fight a relegation battle this particular season. We're now all thinking, actually, do you know what? We're looking up. We're not looking down. And that's down to what he has done with the people in front of him at the time. Now, he can go on to new things. He will find himself a club. There is no doubt in it.
Yeah.
We're back.
Do you think they would sack Rooney if we don't get playoffs?
No, not this season.
No. I think these owners will keep him and, you know, build something. Sorry, Paul. Try to build something off him, you know, with a 2 or 3, like we say, the project. I think it's a 2 or 3 year plan again, and I think these are the type of people that will continue to back their man, and that's what he is. He's their man, and we gotta live with that, you know.
Well, a top half finish would get him another season, wouldn't it? You would have thought. Yeah.
Difference for me now. Obviously, some people are still getting Zola vibes as well. And for me now, whether Rooney is successful or not, I strongly believe in this board and these owners now. And that's the difference for me. If Rooney does fail, then I don't think this board will in the long run. You know, I think they will get it right and they will take the club where they want to get it. So I've got every faith in that.
Well,
hopefully Rooney's the man to do it. I really hope so, obviously.
To be honest, Paul, if they fail, they'll just double their efforts on getting an even better manager next time. They'll learn from it.
Yeah.
They'll never downgrade, will they?
No. I mean,
in the last 11 years, has anybody been more excited than they are now?
You probably no, I don't think I have. Not the last
possibly when Rabbit first came in. I was really chuffed when Rabbit first came in, but you know.
Yeah, but we was on the back of an 8-0 defeat, weren't we?
Yeah. So
it was. We'd also got the same owners in charge.
Yeah, I was chuffed when Redknapp came in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On paper, yeah.
Yeah. That looked very exciting.
In the pudding, but and those two words that keep resonating in my head all the time: the project. You know, They know exactly what they're going to do. They've got plans laid down for the next 10 years for Birmingham City Football Club, without a shadow of a doubt.
I think, Gary Cook has been very open. He made the statements afterwards, the open letter. His interview prior to Rooney's introduction actually was, for me, very honest. He was questioned.
Very lengthy.
Yeah, very lengthy. But you know what? He didn't skirt any questions. And I think, he was also honest. He was asked by Sky Sports' the chief person that was there, what's the plan? Are you going to spend? Are you going out and doing stuff? Are we expecting players in? Is Rooney going to be backed? And immediately he just turned around and he said, we can only spend what we bring in. So actually, our first stage is getting more money through the door, then we look further forward. But you never say never. People will back. If we lost some of the high-paid players, so I know Etheridge has been mentioned, right? It's probably maybe the highest-paid player now at the club. But, if he left, that might make a window for 2 or 3 people to come through. But they're not going to be world beaters. And this is where people, I think, have got to be realistic around where we actually are. We can attract people. We just can't pay them the sums of money that they would be looking for. We would be looking for massive favours from their current clubs if we did loans, for example. And so we're in this window and this change at the moment where we might bring in some youngsters who go on to thrive. Hannibal, as an example, he comes to us, he's now in the Man United side, right? Is he the outstanding player in the Man United side? No. I don't think there is such a thing as an outstanding player in their squad at the moment. But he's come here, he had his opportunity, they paid most of his salary, we've covered a small amount. But what we've actually done is we've helped to improve him and put him now in the shop window for them. That's where I think we'll be. We've done
that for years, Craig. Like, you think about all those players. But I mean, like as you said, we're not going to spend millions and millions. But Dembele hasn't been millions, but he's been class.
No, he's been brilliant.
Miyoshi, Anderson, Buchanan, all of these lads. Like we haven't spent that much money. Our biggest outlay was Sanderson, wasn't it? Yeah. And that was, so actually, you don't need to spend loads and loads of money. You just need a good core squad. And, I remember watching the Burnley documentary on Sky, and Company kept saying, if you want to have a good business and a good football team, you bring in people through and you make them have a profit afterwards. So the lower that you do it, the more money you make. So obviously they're probably seeing, actually, this might work. Dembele, how much would you sell him for now? I would say he's at least 5-10 million for our team now. And how much did we pay for him? So it's about making profit. That's what they're going to aim for.
And Andy Boner, your comment, maybe they'll gamble on going up and avoiding financial fair play. No. That's one thing I don't think will ever happen. The fingers have been burnt once by the club. What they will do for me is they will try and reinvest where we possibly can. But do I think they'll go anywhere near that? No, they won't risk it, because we will get a ton of bricks thrown at us as soon as we breach.
And that's exactly the same position we've been in for the last 11 years, Craig. So I don't think that's the project. I don't. Right? The project is a longer-term plan than that.
I think for me, for the season, it's so important that we keep Stansfield, Dembele, Bealey, Anderson fit. Those 4 players, for me, my opinion, are our most crucial players in that team if we're going to go anywhere or do anything.
They're the spine, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's the one you were trying. That's the one you'd be trying to buy straight away in January, wouldn't you, Stansfield?
Stansfield, definitely.
If you're smart, you go straight to Fulham then in January and get him signed up.
Yeah, 100%. And the thought of Buchanan and Laird coming back into the mix as well. Gives even that more quality, doesn't it? So, and Miyoki as well. Miyoki playing really well as well. Yeah.
What's people's thoughts on Gardner? Stain says Maz, I think it was on.
I can't see YouTube. I can't see Gary Gardner being here after this season. Personally, don't get me wrong.
There might be another role
Craig
for him,
or
or-
Gary?
You on about Craig? Or?
Is it Craig or Harry? You on about?
Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, great. The Craig.
I think he's done a good job.
Yeah.
I
Good
think
job, but I think
we talked
they're
about his
getting someone lined up.
signings. We just talked about his signings and said how good, and we know it's come from Gardner, so we got to praise that he's done a good job. But if they are talking about this new guy that talked about for the last couple of days coming in, the old City boy who's obviously a friend of Cook's, then I don't think there's room for two of them. So they are, if they are setting up their own team, so to speak, then that might be the exit door for him. But we can't say that he hasn't done a good job and he doesn't deserve to stay where he is.
I think they've got to keep.
Time will tell.
They've got to keep people in the club who know the club as well, though, inside out, like Craig Gardner and like Ian Dutton and people like that. That have been connected to the club for years now. Really, you've got to keep the people in the club that know the club as well.
100%.
Yeah, you'd be foolish to just get rid of the whole lot in one foul swoop. Whether Craig stays, like say, after this season, whether long term he does move on, but for the next few months at least, he's got to be around, surely. But
he's got a job, even though after. I mean, for me, yes, I think your man from City of old, Gary Cook, obviously worked with him there, and when you look at the caliber of player that he actually brought through to Man City at the time, it was phenomenal. It was the start of their building for where they are now. But Craig Gardner, for me, the saying is you're a Blue, and he is. He is a Blues. He's not just a fan. It's in his blood. He only wants what's best for us. I don't think they'll get rid of him. If anything, I think Craig would probably walk away and say, if somebody was better than him for the job, then for the sake of the club, he'd probably go, no problem. I'll go. They're better than me. They can do something I can't. But if they can't do anything better than him, then why change? Mark, I think they possibly could work side by side. I think there's room throughout for some changes. I also believe Gary Cook, he's probably going to be ruthless. I don't think we've come to the end of people leaving the club, if I'm completely honest. We still need some change from top to bottom, and I still think there's change to come. He is ruthless, but also I trust what he is doing at the moment. I think what he is doing is for the best of the club.
Yeah, and
I think for me, it's important when you've got someone trying to, as a a technical director trying to sell the club to players and bring players in. It's important to have someone trying to sell that to them that's actually experienced it themselves. He's been out there, he's put the shirt on, he's gone out there, he's scored one of the biggest goals in the club's recent history in that semi-final against West Ham. So he knows how it feels to be out on that pitch in front of St Andrews when it's sold out and rocking, and really he can sell that to the players more than anyone, can't he? Really, in the club.
You've got to tap into that.
Yeah, I think
you've got to also, we're not in the position that City was in when they did. City didn't have a transfer embargo and stuff on them. They could go out and spend millions, and if we didn't have it, we could do that as well, probably with the new owners we have. But the fact is, Gardner's on a real tight string. He's got to go out and he's got to look for lower league players, cheaper players, loans. He's got to be smart enough to get these people in the door and believe in what we're doing as a club. With the tightest budget ever, and I think he's done a great job of that. And I don't know if the new guy coming in, he's so used to spending 4, 5, 6 million on players. I think anyone could do that, honestly. Like, give me a pot of money, I can go out and buy the best players. But are you smart enough to dig into the lower leagues and say, right, this is what we need next? Stansfield, for instance, Stansfield, when he first come in, I'm like, what are we doing signing someone like that? But man, it's the best player. So what we've got right now, is certainly our best striker that we have at the club. I think in the last 4 or 5 weeks or however long he's been there. But it's just that it's been smart enough to go to these games and go, listen, he's not playing in the first team at these. He's only playing in the reserves or whatever at these clubs. Can we bring them in? Can we sell the club to them? And I agree with Paul. He sells it from the heart. Gardner sells it from the heart. He doesn't sell it as a business person. He sells it from, I'm Birmingham City. these are my experiences. This is what I want for the club. This is the fans, everything like that. Because he is one of us.
Yeah, he's one of us, right? Mm-hmm. But he's also got the power now to go to these lower league clubs, and quite influentially say to these young people, well, we've got Wayne Rooney, Ashley Cole, and club, mate. Do you want to come and play for us?
Mm-hmm. You can say we still can't afford them, and that's the key thing.
No, I'm on about lower league players.
Even lower league, there's no such thing as a free player anymore, really. If you look at these, they say you're a free, but actually they can demand high salaries or a decent signing on fee and mediocre salaries. So we're still within a boundary of financial fair play and a boundary that we're not going to get out of immediately.
No, I know that.
Craig Gardner is trying to do stuff, and I trust in him because he's done it over the past few seasons. And again, why would we want to change something that isn't broken?
True.
Any competitions this week?
A few of the.
We've got a few coming up.
We've got
in a few minutes, and we'll get sorted. YouTube is really, really busy at the moment because of the problems on Facebook. Although I think if you are on Facebook, just try refreshing and you'll go back to it. And
or just watch on YouTube instead.
Yeah, or go over to YouTube. Yeah.
What about the ladies this week, Craig? Are you going to say anything about the ladies this week?
I was going to say, brilliant result. 4-0 up at Sheffield. Off the back of, we're going to go 3 games unbeaten in the league, which is nice. It's the form seems to be turning. But my God, what a second goal. And for those that haven't seen it, we will post it later on. But what a strike for the second goal. 25 yards out, couldn't have hit it any sweeter. But the nice thing is now they're beginning to gel. I think, from the game that I'd seen, you could see that there was that little bit there. That spark was beginning to happen. Now we're beginning to reap the benefits of that. And congratulations to all involved at the weekend. Remy Allen, that was a great birthday present to take away with a nice finish for the 4th goal. And I think we're going to take it forwards. And on that front, our game this Sunday against Watford at St Andrews it's open as a Birmingham City Ladies Supporters Day. And, we want to get as many people down there as possible. We've said it before, as season ticket holders, you get in for free. You've just got to apply for your ticket before you go to the ground. It's really dead easy. When you go onto the portal, it comes up straight away. But for anybody that's not a season ticket holder, the supporters group do have some tickets to give away for this coming weekend. So if you're interested in going, reach out to us. We will put you in touch with the people that know. And let's get as many people down there on Sunday to support the ladies as we possibly can. And let's keep this run. Going. Watch out for Stephen Gill's review if you haven't read it already.
Excellent review.
Very, again, open and honest. Yeah. And, we continue to back Darren and the team. Yeah. Hopefully soon as well, we'll get them on the show, talk about what's going on and what their plans are moving forwards. Because let's not forget, they're all part of that same project.
And don't forget, I touched Darren Carter's foot that scored the goal.
There you go.
England shirt on. I want to talk England for a minute now. Lee Carsley, and there is a Blues connection here.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Lee Carsley's obviously been doing a magnificent job with the England under-21s, and there is talk and now of been potentially replacing Southgate after the Euros next summer. That's been mentioned. How would everyone feel about that? Think he'd be good?
He's well deserved.
He deserved it, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Following exactly the same routes as Southgate, which I always remember people laughing at the time that this wasn't the way to go. And I know he hasn't brought us the winning titles and the cups that we would all have loved to have seen. But we have been through one of our best spells since the Bobby Robson times, and we've come close. And I think 2028 now, it's in this country. It's going to be an opportunity for us to build to that next stage. And that, I think Carsley, as manager going into that, with a group of youngsters that are still coming through. England team is far from old now. No. So we've got such an opportunity to take it forwards. Dare we say Bellingham as captain going into 2028 as well.
He'll be at his peak, won't he?
It could just fall nicely, but I'm all in favour of it. I think what he's done with the under-21 since he's been in there has been phenomenal. So why can't he take it forwards and help go that next level?
Yeah. Well, Joe Bellingham's flying now as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's starting to flourish a bit, so...
Yeah.
Madrid scouts were after him, weren't they? That's the rumour on Twitter.
What's that, Claire?
Madrid scouts are after Joe. They want to have them both together in the middle, don't they?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Would they go
it's
together?
exciting as a England fan with the young talent we've got, the likes of Saka and Foden and Bellingham and Declan Rice, and they roll off the tongue, don't they? They're all. I mean, this Levi Colwill as well looks good to me, Chelsea defender, because I've been screaming out as an England fan for a good young centre half, or I know he played left back the other night, but his best position centre half, and he could be the long term answer as well in the back four at centre half as well. So. It's exciting, isn't it? Looking forward to the game tomorrow, right?
Tricky game tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're only 3 points behind us, so I think it'll be a draw. To be honest, if I had to, sit on the fence, I think it could well be a draw. But having said that,
we owe them, mate.
Hey,
we owe them.
We do big time, yeah.
We owe them that result, and
it'd be lovely to knock them. It'd be lovely to knock them off the path, wouldn't it? Having said that,
too strong for them tomorrow.
Hopefully, I mean, North Macedonia got a draw with them, so
What make of Jordan Henderson being booed the other night?
Joke.
I think if you're wearing,
I don't get it at all.
I don't get it. If you're wearing an England badge and you get out on that pitch, you may as well sit in their way, and it's daft, absolutely stupid.
I think it's just more based on where he's playing his football now, isn't it?
Again, if somebody offered you, as they did with him, stupid sums of money to go and play football and ply your trade at arguably in his position, the latter end of his career, then why wouldn't you? Just because of where you play football doesn't mean you should be booed.
No. England.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, Paul, but Craig, I missed the last sentence that you said.
So just because of where he plays his football doesn't mean he should be booed.
What,
he's playing for England. He's turning out for his country. He's got the 3 lions on his shirt. And it makes absolutely no difference whether you're kicking a ball.
No, you know what you do?
We're going to boo anybody that plays the other side of the city.
Absolutely right. On an international night, you shut your personal doors and you open your England doors. Easy as that. Simple as that.
The under 21s just came back from 2-0 down as well. They scored 89th minute to make it 2-2 in their game. So
but Browne have just scored again and it's 3-2.
Oh, it's 3-2 now.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? England are playing the same formation as us, aren't they? The 4-2-3-1. Or that we did against Scotland anyway. But we're not blessed, apart from Declan Rice, we're not blessed with holding midfielders, are we?
Not really.
So I don't know who comes in, unless it's Calvin Phillips, Henderson, because you can't put Maddison there. Whether or not Trent could play there, maybe, probably not. So we're not blessed with holding midfielders. I mean, if it was me, I'd put John Stones there with Declan Rice and maybe have Lewis Dunk or Tomori next to Colwill back. Have Colwill centre half with Tomori, and then Luke Shaw or Chilwell when they're fit. Obviously, tomorrow night you'd probably go Maguire because obviously there's nobody else is there. Have we got any other centre halves? But Maguire
play Dunk tomorrow, I think.
Play Dunk and you could play Dunk and Tomori maybe, or Mark Guay from Crystal Palace.
Will you be able to watch it tomorrow, Mark?
Me, no. I'm actually working at Joel's school, so I'll be because it's in the afternoon. I'll be back at school.
Okay.
I'll get the highlights after though.
Yeah. But no, it's exciting times as an England fan. We've got some good players. They've made some good young talent, and obviously Jude Bellingham is just phenomenal, absolutely incredible. What a start to his Real Madrid career! 10 goals in 10 assists.
Can't get better than that, can you?
There's only Ronaldo that's touched him, ain't there?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd love him to end the season with a Champions League medal. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I think. Would we agree that on this season so far, from the first ball that was kicked, he's the best player in the world on this season's form? Is anyone playing better than him?
I'll
go with 100%. I don't think there's anybody that can touch him at the minute.
Nobody can touch him.
No.
I think,
It seems as though everything he does turns to gold. Sorry, Mark.
No, I was going to say, Sunich is close, but...
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. We've got a few things to go over, haven't we, Craig?
In terms of, come on, pressure's on. You've caught me out now.
What game?
I'm not going to lie. What are we covering? You mean games?
You want to cover? Do we want to do squad number game?
Oh, yeah. We'll do squad. Actually, yeah, squad number game, right? I think the past couple of weeks have been pretty easy. So this time around, I've made it a little bit harder, but I've also got a couple of things that I'm going to roll in. So we're going to play squad number game from a year, but also at that point we're going to score and play higher or lower in terms of goals from the same year, from the same squad.
Oh wow, I like it. You're combining the same game.
Combining the two.
That's clever for you.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what. I must have been bored at some point.
What are you up to, Courtney?
I'm going to make it even more interesting, though, and more challenging for Mr. Meredith and Paul here, because this particular season as well, in the past ones that I've done, we've had squad numbers that have been the same, or two players using the same squad number. For this particular season, we have more than two, so I'm going to be challenging to see if we can get the squad numbers as well. So, the squad that I have chosen for all of this is 2000 to 2001. Okay, so it's back in our prime time for the vast majority of our players, and as we're going through. The squad number is number 29. 29 is the squad number for that season. Okay. Now, I'm not going to give too much away in terms of the positions or anything else, because that will make it easy. But 29 is the one where I'm looking for the players.
I think I know one.
How many was there?
3. Was it 3?
3 in the same number?
3 in the same season. Good knowledge, Paul. 3 in the same season wore number 29. And tell you that between all of them, they actually only made 13 appearances as well.
Crikey.
I think I know one.
I think I know one, yeah.
If Paul knows one and I know one, we might only need one left. What you got, Paul?
Peter Atherton's mine.
Good knowledge.
John McCarthy was mine.
And John McCarthy is not one of those.
No, he was 7, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, scrap that. Delete that.
We'll edit that out for you, Mark. A bit later.
Edit that one, Chris.
We'll take that one away. So, yeah, there's 2. So, you're right with that one, Paul, that you came up with. There are 2 others. They made the smallest amounts of appearances across that same period of time, but they all wore number 29. So I'm going to open it up as well to the shout box to see if anybody knows.
We've just got the one at the moment on YouTube. We know we've got a couple here, Peter Atherton and Carl Tyler.
Wolf, who come up with Carl Tyler?
A chap called Mark Brooks on YouTube.
Mark, good knowledge. Yes, Carl Tyler is one of those others are playing number 29. He made one appearance for the club.
I might know, actually.
And Gary Charles from Ian Clayton.
No, it's not Gary Charles.
Richard Edgehill.
Mr. Hibkiss, the font of all knowledge, does it again. Richard Edgehill.
I hate him with a passion.
He made 3 appearances for the club during that particular season. But I mentioned there around squad numbers and the fact that we've had multiple players using the squad numbers across the season. So during this season, 3 squad numbers were used more than once. We've already got 29. In fact, I'm telling a lie. 4 squad numbers have been used more than once. We've already had 29. Can you name the others?
Oh,
I could have a guess.
I'll have to go at number 30. I think Woodhouse and Birchall had it then, mate.
Oh, you're just too good, you are. That is one of them. So number 30, 29 and 30.
Is me agreeing as I know? Yeah.
I'm not being funny. Paul Hipkiss has got an earpiece in. His missus is downstairs Googling it. Straight in.
I wouldn't mind, but not only did he come up with 30, but he came up with the 2 players that were playing
I know.
as well.
I can't even remember your name, Craig.
Looking on, Browne.
Two other squad. Again, Paul.
2 more, yeah?
Mark's come up
Two more
with
squad numbers.
Mark Brooks has come up with 18.
18 is one of them. Yes.
Done. Oh,
18.
we have a challenge.
And 18 was taken by Steve Robinson and Jamie Pollock.
Or Mr. T.
Who?
Oh, I thought you said the 18.
There's just one other squad number from that season that we used more than once.
Probably the goalkeeper, wasn't it? The one?
Wasn't one. Number 1 was Ian Bennett.
Yeah, but Kevin Paul was one as well, I thought, didn't he?
It was 13, I think, Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Paul was 13.
Just thinking of the League Cup final squad.
That seems to have stumped a lot of people, or they're just as thick as we are.
1 to 11 roll off the tongue that season, and I don't think it's no number between 1 to 11, is it? So it's the highest squad numbers. I think was that the season we had Marcelo? I think Marcelo was number 8.
He was number 8, yeah.
Yeah, he was 33 when he first signed.
25.
Not 25. I can tell you, to help out as a guide, a total of 23 appearances were taken up by those squad numbers across that season. And also, 4 goals were scored.
Was it number 19? Says Mark.
That was AJ. That was Andrew Johnson.
AJ was 19. Anything else did.
Mark?
I think it was number 7.
Which Mark was it, Chris?
Mark Brooks on YouTube.
And Mark Brooks, you are correct.
Oh,
it was. So it was AJ and
was number 19, and he took over from Gary Charles.
Mark, my friend, I do hope you didn't Google that, because the only person you would be cheating would be yourself.
Well done, Mark. Well done, Mark. For that,
So some good knowledge out there on that one today, actually.
Yeah,
so
it's unusual.
Yeah.
Well done to all, but a little bit of higher and lower then.
Go on then.
So in terms of goal scoring, we'll start off with a name you've just mentioned. He played at number 8, and that was Marcelo. So he scored 7 goals. Jeff Horsfield, did he score more or less?
More.
Gotta be more. Gotta be more.
Hang on a minute. Is this that season you're on about now still, or in their whole career with us?
No, it's still just that season.
That's what? Can I retract my
still say horse?
I haven't got a chopping clue.
Yeah, no,
still competitions, or in the league, I think they got about the same, if I remember.
Yeah.
But Horse would have got the cup goals, didn't he? He would have had more in the League Cup.
Yeah,
these are just league goals.
Just league.
Higher.
Yeah.
I'm going to say higher because he scored
I'm
about.
going to say Horse just about.
I want to say he scored over 100 for us.
Got like 11 or 12, I reckon.
Yeah, a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube are saying higher.
Go on then, higher.
I'm going to go lower. He only scored 20 something in his whole time he was there, did he?
It's a trick question because actually they both scored the same with 7 goals.
What they did, yeah.
Paul said, didn't it?
So Paul's there with that font of all knowledge again. It's getting terrible. This is so the next one is Martin O'Connor, higher or lower than 7?
Higher.
7.
Higher.
That
Lower.
season.
Lower, surely.
That season.
I don't think he scored many goals.
He didn't score many at all.
Taking penalties, but we don't get many penalties, do we? So lower.
Nah.
I'll say about 4 that season.
Yeah.
I'd say
He scored one. He scored one against Bolton away. Because I remember I went to that one.
Yeah.
I'd say 2. Yeah, lower.
I'd say about 3. Yeah.
Everybody on YouTube's going lower. Yeah, and same on Facebook.
The answer is lower. 5 goals.
5.
See, everybody knew that apart from me.
So
I rest my
next
case.
one, Martin Granger in that season, higher or lower in terms of goals scored?
Higher than 7. That's
No,
good.
so
Higher.
higher. Is it higher
Higher
or
than
lower
5.
than 5?
Oh, 5.
I'd say higher. Because of the amount of free kicks he would have took.
I'm saying the same.
I don't think he scored that many.
Yeah, lower.
Got a few free kicks, didn't he? And he took,
Yeah.
I think, a couple of penalties.
But that might be no 102. No.
From
Yeah, that was the year after. That's when they won the.
That's the year after, yeah. When he scored a few beauties the year after, so he might be lower actually.
from open play.
What against
I'll tell you what, Craig, can you give us the answer and I'll tell you?
I like your Coventry way of thinking.
I'm going to say higher. I reckon.
Not the quite the way it works, Mark.
Everybody's going higher, so I'm going to go lower.
I remember him getting a free kick at Fulham past Mike Taylor. We beat him 1-0. And I remember him scoring against Ipswich in the League Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
But he definitely got a few more than that. He got a few
I'm
away
saying
from
the same.
well.
Are we just talking league goals, though, Craig?
Only league goals.
League goals. That's all, Paul. That's all.
I think lower.
I'm still going to go slightly higher. I reckon he's got about
And you would be correct, because he actually scored 6 goals in that particular season.
God.
to prove I'm not Googling.
And then 2
The
more.
phone is just sat there.
Thing is, though, Paul, we can't see the earpiece in your right ear, can we?
So the next one is Andrew Johnson, higher or lower than 6?
Lower.
Lower.
I'll go lower, but I do remember that
first season, did they?
that first goal he scored. I think it was against Crystal Palace.
Oh, I think he's higher.
Lower. I think it's lower.
I'm going lower.
Because he came on a sub all the time. He's only a kid, wasn't he? He came on a sub all the time. I know he got the one against Ipswich, but...
Yeah, cool. He scored some important goals.
Will you let me finish?
Oh, okay.
The answer to it
Calm
is
down.
that, yes, he scored, it was lower.
Oh, for God's sake.
We're not very good at this, are we, Chris? We're just
useless.
Absolutely terrible. He scored 4 goals. So the last 2.
Can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, let's make it hard.
Go on, then.
Right. So AJ scored 4. Brian Hughes.
Oh, gotta be more.
Or
Gotta be more.
lower.
Gotta be higher.
Gotta be higher.
higher.
Lower.
Higher.
I'm going for this
Got to
one.
be higher. Got to be higher.
Lower that year. 3 that year.
No, higher.
Higher.
I'm trying to remember. I remember he got one at Watford. He got one at Watford away. I remember that.
He got Watford after the cup final, didn't he?
I remember. No, Paul. I remember who he was.
He scored against Watford. He scored against
No chance
Watford
to me,
and away.
Home and away, yeah.
Benji,
That's right, Paul, yeah.
Benji
He got the
said, is the answer hot chocolate? Most
I'm
people are
going
going
higher. I'm going
I'd say
higher.
higher.
It is higher. He scored 5.
Wow.
And then the last player, good old Dealey Adebola. And before anybody says anything, no, he didn't have a bowl of sweets, a bowl of curry, a bowl of or anything else. But
And of course, Craig, he
higher
didn't have.
or lower?
And of course, Craig, he didn't have Ebola either.
No,
He didn't have Ebola, no.
Or a bowl of goal. He didn't have a bowl of goals. I'm going.
Last one, higher or lower than Brian Hughes?
Higher.
Higher, just about.
2. He got, mind you, this is just league goals, and he got 2 at Tottenham in the
League,
cup.
yep.
Lower.
Yeah.
Lower.
Lower in the league, I think.
I reckon
Yeah,
about
I think
6
so.
in the league.
I think one.
Yeah, I'm going higher.
I'm going higher. I'm going to go 7.
He actually scored 5, so he was exactly the same.
Oh.
Wow.
The goal scoring across that season.
Higher or lower, Craig, not higher, lower.
Yeah,
That's the trick questions.
Or the higher, lower,
Yeah,
or
good
the
shout,
same.
Claire.
Higher, lower, or
the
the same.
same.
Sorry.
It's not fair for the fans, Craig. It's not fair for the fans.
To
It's
rename
not
that.
fair on me, Craig. It's not fair on me because I'm not very clever at doing things tonight. It really upsets me when I can't get it right.
So next week can rename the game higher, lower, or maybe the same.
Or
Yeah.
equal.
There was a reason I chose this particular league, or this particular team as well, and it's that we do have an event, which is part of these players that we've mentioned will be part of the same team that played in the 2001 or 2002 season. And Paul, do you want to mention about the 27th of October and what we've got?
Yep, so it's the season before, 2000-2001, just so no one's expecting Christophe Dugarry. Basically we've got a night packed of fun and different games, and I want to give the people the chance as well in the audience to ask a question. So we're going to be giving sort of people an opportunity to put their names in a hat to be drawn out. So we basically want to give everyone an equal chance to ask our special guests a question. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get everyone's names, and those that want to ask a question can get their names and put them into the buckets as they go around, and then whoever gets drawn out can ask a question, basically. So that's
I know what's going to happen here, right? I know exactly what's going to happen here because I've been doing this 13 years. Chris Browne will do the draw, and a Wasabi P will come out.
No, because I ain't going.
Yeah, and we're joined obviously by Marcelo, Jerry Gill, Darren Purse, and Danny Sonner on the night as well. Obviously, Jerry played a massive part in getting us to the final, didn't he, in every single round? And then obviously Danny and Darren and Marcelo Cipriano played in the final as well. Marcelo came off the bench, didn't he? And obviously Danny Sonner and Darren Purse both started the game. So, there's a good mix there, isn't there, from the squad, from not just from the final, but from the whole run. And, we want to talk about the whole, not just the final. It's not just about the final. It's about the whole achievement of getting to the final, because it was incredible, really, when you look back. The squad that we had then, it was just a togetherness, weren't it? And such a good fighting spirit amongst them. And it got them past like 3 Premier League teams, didn't it, along the way to get to the final? So, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the whole season as well. There might be one or two other special people amongst us as well on the night. So, all will be revealed on the night.
And who, Paul, is the incredible compere? I built you up here.
That's some guy that was asked a little while ago. So, we'll have to find out on the night who that is.
The savant of all knowledge.
Where's this at, Paul, again?
Say again?
Where's this at?
So this is at the Jasper Carrot Suite at St Andrews.
All right.
On the 27th of October, so it's a week on Friday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
not long.
Not long, is it?
Tickets, there are still a few tickets available if people want to join us, and I will post that for EA Promotions afterwards so that you can put your name in. But, you mentioned Danny Sonner, and when you did that, a certain individual on the screen, his eyes lit up. So, Mark, we all know, and this is Mark Adams, that he is possibly your all-time favourite player. And that there is a bit of a man crush that's going on for this particular person. So, Mark, let's see how much you know about Danny Sonner. So, no pressure, but in that season that I've just mentioned, 2000-2001, how many goals did he score?
In that season? Just league goals?
Just league.
He only scored about 2.
3, I think.
7.
I'd say 2.
I agree with you, Mark. I reckon it is 2.
Because he didn't score many at all in the league, did he?
But he scored in the cup as well, didn't he, against Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah. He scored in Sheffield Wednesday. You going to tell us, Craig?
Wow. I'm going to tell you, but you're close. It was 2 goals when you take league and cup. He actually only scored 1 in the league.
He wasn't a regular scorer, was he? But he's a great player, wasn't he?
No.
He was
Well, it's a bit
superb.
like me, Mark. I'm not a regular guest that gets things right, am I?
Yeah. But for me, it's
Nice job.
obviously it's my debut as a compere, so I'm looking forward to it.
You'll be brilliant. You'll be brilliant.
I'll try and put on as good a show as I can.
No, you'll be brilliant.
Put on a gold sequin suit, Paul.
Say again?
Put on a gold sequin suit.
Yeah. Another thing. Well, sorry, Chris. Another thing we wanted to do this week as well was start our Tilton Talk top fives.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is throw this out there. We're going to do it every week. So shall we start from the bottom and work our way up, or from the top and work our way down?
Yeah, let's go from goalkeeper upwards, I think, and end with the manager, maybe.
No goalkeeper, Chris. It's the managers, isn't it?
Oh, manager, sorry. Yeah, managers for mains.
Yeah. So where are we going to start? Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Start with the bottom and work our way up.
Go with Claire, yeah?
Yeah.
I want
let's
to
do
know
it.
then, what I want to do is basically our top 5 ever managers in our viewers and obviously our pundits' lifetime. So the best 5 managers we've ever seen down the Blues, ranked in orders from 5 to 1. So this week I'm going to ask for everyone's 5th favourite manager in all your life so far going down the Blues.
Neil McCarry.
Fifth favourite.
Favourite manager, yeah.
It's difficult going from 5 upwards, isn't it? Really, because you've got to think
Yeah.
5th worst, or the 5th
For
best.
me,
or the
Terry
5th
Cooper.
It's a great shout. Cooper. Yeah, I did like him.
Yeah, somebody else.
I
mentioned
loved the bits. He
Terry
was
Cooper.
brilliant.
In my lifetime, probably Redknapp.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Barry
Didn't
Fry.
really
even
make
though I
us
like
go
him.
bust, so
Yeah, I'm probably with
But
Mark.
another one could be Chris Hughton. I know we only had for a season, but it's so enjoyable that season.
Yeah,
I'm about
Chris
to
Hughton.
Chris shooting as well, Mark.
Hang on, you've got what you got to do there, Mark. You've got to crown the next one. Yeah. So your next one's got to be better than the last one.
Yeah.
On the
that's true,
shape
yeah.
box, what we've got so far is we've got Carol Sandlin with Alex McLeish, Ian Clayton with Terry Cooper, Brett Stanley. Good point. You've got to think of your first 4 before you can think of your 5th. So,
Hey, what a man! What a man!
Yeah,
bottom was a Starling, Terry Cooper.
yeah.
Altitude, as said, Jim Smith, Steve Portman, Lee Clark. That's an interesting one. Mick Greaves said Gary Pendry, and Lilypad has also gone with Terry Cooper. John Bloor with Terry Cooper.
I think Cooper's a great shout, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as we like Hughton, Cooper actually took us back up, didn't he? So, yeah.
And on YouTube, they've gone for Terry Cooper, Trevor, Ron Saunders, Gary Rowett, and Jim Smith, Steve Bruce, Redknapp, Eustace, Alex McLeish.
Alex McLeish.
McLeish.
Yeah, League Cup winner.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to go with Craig. I think Cooper, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, we're into the last 15, guys. Hurry up.
Cooper's yeah, okay. Cooper's a good one.
Last 15.
We'll go to last 15, and we'll go. We can always jump back in on this, can't we?
Yeah. So this week's last 15 is anything to do with kids' TV programs and football. So kids' TV programs and football.
Nice start, Paul.
Justin's house.
Love it. James Justin's house.
Yeah, Justin's house.
Yeah.
What about Framebo?
Rainbow.
Deli the elephant.
I promise you, I will go back over the next few days, over the last week, and see if they've been practicing this.
Jelly the elephant. That one's real. I like that one, Mark.
That is clever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Peter Crouch.
What about Deli Tubbies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deli Tubbies.
Blue,
What about Granger Mouse?
Ranger
Oh,
Mouse.
for God's sake, Mark. That's actually quite good.
What's a Mooney?
Who's in that Coventry area, boy?
I'm going to go with Metal Mickey Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one from Michael Woods. Record Tim Breakers.
yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Very clever. Jamie Redknapp and his magic torch. Button Mooney, Super Wayne.
Super Wayne.
Yeah. Just quickly, can I quickly say thank you to our viewers and listeners last week. We reckon something like 10,000 either watched us live or watched us on catch up. So yeah, cheers, thanks for that.
Brilliant.
Especially thank you to those people in Warrington.
Definitely, yeah, both of them.
Just while we're going through all these different things as well, people's thoughts on the rumours around a potential new investor with the club. Paul's got a nice smile now. Apparently we're going to get the Elon Musk stadium. But no, people's thoughts on the rumours of Elon Musk investing in the club. Rumour or not a rumour?
That's a rumour, isn't it?
I'm going to go for this one. You ready? I've worked this out. I promise I'll work this out. And if it doesn't get a smile, well, I'm finished, right? Okay.
Go on.
Charlie George and the Hotter Chocolate Factory.
That's not too bad.
Thank you, Chris. At least you smiled, brother.
I've got another one.
That TV programme.
Hang on, we need a drum roll.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
It's a movie that.
Oh, fancy
You
court.
can have
Hang on, we've got to build.
Guardiola pig.
Say again.
Say that one again.
Guardiola pig. Peppa pig.
Peppa Pig.
Oh, that's a clever
Oh.
one. Wow, well done.
We need one from Mummy Giblin. She's got to be thinking now.
She's like, no.
I'm also going to put in there Magic Johnson roundabout.
Yep, quite like Danger Close.
Rummy Bob.
What about Scooby Doo, Gary?
I like that. I do like that.
Bob, one from Mama J. Bob the Builder Hatton.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad. Not bad.
Showing her age over
Brett
there.
Stanley, loving this one with Rooney tunes.
Yeah.
Rooney
very
Tunes.
good.
Yeah.
I quite like Matt Letizwazari.
What about Bill and Benteke?
Yeah.
Sean the Sheep, right, Phillips.
Yeah.
Rosie and Jim Smith.
But I always think of hundreds of these when we've gone off air. So that's why it's good that last 15 continued, isn't it?
It goes on for about a week, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good evening to Danny Sonner. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time because I think the stories are going to be amazing. No pressure, Paul.
Dirty Sonner, Dirty.
Adam Wilson's on fire. Nice Blue Peter Lovencrantz.
That's a good one.
The mysterious cities of David Gold. Pete Taylor. That's brilliant. That is superb.
Who was that from?
We go for
that was
Deal,
Pete Taylor.
Can you have Horrid Thierry Henry instead of Horrid Henry?
Horrid, yeah.
You really worked that out.
Henry.
I am. I'm literally thinking of TV programmes I watch at school.
Howard Glasgow Rangers.
Wayne Rooney. How
You should
about
be teaching children, not watching TV programmes at school.
Postman Pat van der Haar.
Ooh.
Simon Charlton and the Wheelers.
And Jason wants to know, what do we think of Jack Buckland coming back to Blues?
What? As a lawnmower? Come on.
Would he leave Rangers? I mean, he's playing for Rangers, and he's their first choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Unless he's
We're
bought
him, really.
He's still younger. He's still younger than Ruddy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if he comes back, great. Don't get me wrong. He'd be a good signing, I think, if he did come back. But we'll see. Let's wait and see. See what happens.
I don't know. I just don't think we can go backwards. We've got to go forwards now.
There's some great ones coming through on the message board.
Excellent,
Don Kavanagh has said Mr. Ben Foster.
Yeah.
Pete Taylor, Bell and Sebastian Larson. And Carol Sandland. I'll tell you, you're on fire this evening with D'Artagnan and the Kevin Muscat Hounds.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't quite get this one. Charlie, Nicholas, and Lola. Does anybody?
Charlie and
Lola.
Ah, right. Okay.
Charlie and Zola.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Did anyone see Morrow Donna's goal for Cambridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were saying about a goal threat. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brilliant
Michael Morrison's goal was just unbelievable, wasn't it, for Cambridge?
Absolutely stunning.
Mark Meredith, did you see?
I've seen it, yeah, it's a great goal.
Yeah. Unbelievable, wasn't it?
Took off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, we've had a couple of people that have come through with Andy Pandiani.
Oh, I like that one. I do like that one.
That's brilliant.
Very good.
Good job.
Two people, Morimine and Alamine. I reckon they're fighting between themselves for that.
I've got another one.
Go on.
Hi, Cameron Arthur. Hi, Arthur.
Oh. You need to scrape the barrel.
I wish I was old enough to remember
next time, sweet.
I used to love that. I used to love that
I
show.
used to love that show. Coming back from school, putting Hey Arthur
Never
on.
heard of it.
What time to be alive?
Pete Taylor has said.
I'm going to go for Granger Hill.
Pete Taylor, Sting Ray Clements.
I'll just fire some off on YouTube. Steve Clanger's Claridge, Fireman Sam Cosgrove, and Power Glasgow Rangers.
That's not bad.
We've got Steve Portman with Saved by the Amari Bell.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Brett Stanley, Arabian Zach Knight.
Brady in Pyjamas. Oh, I don't get that one either. Have we stuck? Have we? I think we're frozen. If anybody can hear me, just put something up on Showbox. Whoa. Hang on a minute, reconnecting. Okay, so you can hear me. I'm just waiting to see if I can get the guys back.
But we all look very...
Hey, could you
We're
all
still on. We're just.
Could you all hear me then? Could you all hear me?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't see you, hear you, nothing. I was getting frightened on me own. Right.
No, we're back in the
We
room.
had a party while you guys were gone. It was great. I'm not gonna lie.
Chris, just so you're happy and you're not on your own. Everybody said they can hear you,
Okay,
and they
thanks.
can hear you, Chris.
I'll just get the links back up.
We've come back with a few more as well on the
Okay,
show
there we
box
go.
with the TV programs. So we've also had what was this? Super Gran Jose from Pete Taylor,
That's a good one.
which I thought was very good. Lily Padder said Tim and the Flower Hot Men. Tim Flowers.
I seem to be missing
Can we
somebody.
have Stephen Cars? As in Cars, the film.
It's a movie.
Oh, it's a film. Sorry,
You've
Claire.
done really well there, Claire, but it's just not a programme, I'm afraid. It's not what we're looking for.
I haven't got any more energy in me to
Claire,
think about life.
I think these are horrible to you. Do you know what? I'm gonna credit you that one, mate. I promise you.
Thanks. I'm going to say it's a TV.
Yeah, that's
very
inside my heart, Claire. Inside.
Can we have rum for us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the most obvious one. Yeah.
Yes.
No, the most obvious one is Mark Brooks's, who has just said, Doctor Who?
Who are you? Who are you?
Like
I got thrown out. Sorry.
Sponsored. Hang on.
It is.
Hang on. Sponsored by HJ Wealth and Planning. Who?
Oh, yeah.
Who got thrown out?
everybody.
It was all of us.
Everybody.
Only the three that we carried the show there, Paul. Like four of us.
I was talking on my own and getting very, very scared.
I thought he might have fell apart without me for a couple of minutes. You know what I mean?
No, it actually got better actually. Well done.
We've also gone for yes, football and TV programs. Can we accept after what's just happened? Frozen.
Who did that?
It's been a long day.
No, I'm sorry, Claire. Hang on. Who did that?
That would be Nigel Mann.
Nigel Mann. You win the FA Cup, mate, I promise.
And Dom Kavanagh's definitely been thinking about things as well because he's come up with Captain Pugwash and Seaman Staines.
Whether that should have been.
I might just have to cut that one out.
What about Marlon King Rollo?
Who?
You're gonna have to
Rollo.
explain that one.
King Rollo. You don't remember King Rollo?
No.
No.
Oh, just
You're in your own
testing your
imaginary
belief.
world, Mark.
He just on the TVs in Coventry, Mark.
No.
I think it's up
You
here.
Google
Rollo, wasn't he the guy that was flogging?
He's like a little cartoon king.
No,
Yeah, he must be on that TV screens in the prison cells. That's King Rollo, isn't it? Yeah.
What time is it? It's going to go off in a minute when the guards come round.
What about Sheedy Gonzalez instead of Speedy?
Oh yeah,
Gonzalez?
that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, here we go on YouTube.
Here we go. I've got one.
Hang on, no, mine's better than
Reece James,
yours. Super Ted Sheringham. Super Ted.
Yeah, I like that one.
YouTube, yeah.
Here's mine. Hang on. Ready? Martin Thomas and Jerry Gill. Tom and Jerry.
Oh, you see, you've stolen the
And
thunder from Mark
then-
Brooks that had just come up with Tom and Jerry Gill.
Really?
Indeed.
Mark Brooks, you're my brother.
Mary Mungo and Bridge. Micah Grove. Roger Hine, the deckhand. Don't know.
We've got Mike Knights who said, what about Bag Purse?
Bag Purse? Oh, that's a good.
Oh, you like that?
Purse,
That's a
yes.
real good one.
Bag Purse.
That works.
Oh, you're wrong, honestly.
Who's got the most votes as the fifth best manager so far? Would you say, Craig?
It looks like Cooper's probably got
It's Terry
more
Cooper
than
by a mile.
anybody, I'd say.
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Martin Thomas, the tank engine.
I'll be the fat controller. Oh, no, actually, you're not allowed to say the fat controller anymore. They've renamed him, haven't they?
Rather large.
No, I don't know what it is, but like, apparently,
You're
they've
right, I
taken
think
the word
they
fat,
did. They have,
fat controller.
Yeah, they have. Okay, we are there at the end now. Nick?
Wow, we are there at the end, and what a great show it's been. You guys have lifted my spirits. It's been a very difficult week this week for me personally, but when I see you lovely people and I see your faces, well, that just makes me feel sick.
You too.
Honestly, you guys, you're my inspiration. You're my life, honestly, and I mean that. Mark Adams, good night, God bless, take care.
Have a good week, Nick. Have a good week, everybody. Look after yourselves.
Actually, my good friend, Mark Meredith, take care.
All the best, guys. Keep right on.
Absolutely, and I hate that shirt. I hate that shirt with a passion.
Appreciate
However,
Well, Mark, what are you holding there? Is that like a pillow there? You took
Great Courtney, good night, God bless, take care.
Good night, everybody. And I'm going to leave you with just one for myself, which is Dr. Hugo.
No, don't it? No.
Didn't really raise a laugh, I'm afraid. Great to be
Okay, well, can I add another one then of Tiz Wazza, because we're talking about Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. When are we playing Middlesbrough?
Oh, Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Quick
Next
predictions then, says Brett Stanley.
Right.
Saturday. Sorry, I'm a week behind.
I'm at a wedding on Saturday in Newcastle. Aye. I might not go.
What are you doing a Scouse accent for?
Oh, yeah.
Paul, God bless, take care.
Okay.
What prediction? Prediction for Saturday 1-1.
1-1, 2-1 for me.
0-0.
0-0. Mark Meredith.
1-1.
Claire.
2-1 Blues.
Claire.
1-1.
Craig.
I'm going 2-1 Blues.
2-1 Blues.
I'll go 0-0.
Paul Hipkiss, have you
okay.
said goodnight to your lovely followers?
No, but good night to my lovely followers.
Okay.
Pleasure coming on as always.
And, of course, the wonderful Claire Giblin.
Good night. See you all at Middlesbrough. I'll be there.
Will you be there?
Yeah, of course I am going to have
Not a
you away
wedding.
now. Hello.
I'm at a wedding in Newcastle.
I
I might just come over. And from Chris Browne.
I've got a strange hitch here.
Good night, Chris.
Oh, sorry, good night.
Good night, Claire.
Oh, good Sav. Good night. God bless you. Take care.
Good night.
Right.
Love it.
Night, Craig.
Loving the
Night,
Tilton
Mark.
coming back to normal. Good night. God
Good
bless you.
Right,
Night,
Claire.
Mark.
Night, Claire. Night, Mark.
Good night. What did you have
Good
for
night,
dinner
John
tonight,
boy.
anyway?
Good drinks,
Good night, Chris
everyone.
Browne.
Good night, Mark Smith. Good
Good
night,
night,
Mark
Mark
Smith.
Evans.
Good night,
Good
all.
night, Claire Giblin.
Don't forget the heating.
Don't forget me water bottle.
I hate you.
Somebody
Roll in on
else.
your pillow, Mark.
Get stuffed, Mark Meredith.
Good night, Billy Bob.
Next ball, you are out.
That's a touchdown, that is.